Mr. Kenny Barron, welcome to Padova to the 22nd edition of Padova Jazz Festival, and thank you for accepting our invitation for this interview to the radio show Il Jazzofono. It is an honor to have you as a guest.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. It's a real honor. Thank you so much.
More than 40 albums in your name and hundreds of recordings by other musicians. When I first heard you in 1980, you already did so much in jazz that you already were a jazz living legend. How does it feel to still be a great protagonist after being for half a century among those who have written the history of jazz?
Well, first, I feel very lucky to still be alive. That's number one. But I also feel blessed, to have been able to play all those years and to continue to play. So I feel blessed about that. And I feel that because I also taught for many, many years. Hopefully, I've had an impact on some of the younger players.
I first heard you in 1980 in one of the first records that I bought in my life when I was 16 years old. Michael Frank's Tiger in the Rain.
Oh, wow.
The first track, Sempa Q, started with your playing, and when I heard it, I was hypnotized. I had to use immediately the 10,000 lira I had in my pocket, and I had to go and buy that long playing. Since that day, I've heard you playing in so many records that I really don't know where to start from this with this interview. But anyway, I like to think that you enjoyed playing in that record, and would like to ask you if there's any non-jazz album or artist in which you enjoyed playing in a particular way.
Well, I think all of them I've enjoyed playing with. You mentioned I've done 40 records as a leader, but I've done, maybe 500 or 600 as a sideman. But for the most part, I've enjoyed all of it. And the thing is, I learn something from each person I play with. Because when you're a leader, it's your vision. But when you're a sideman, it's that person's vision. So you have to be able to do what they want. And that's fun. It makes it work.
Years passed since when you were in your 20s, but you were already playing live at the Village Vanguard with James Moody first, and then with Dizzy Gillespie. Do you think about those days? Did that experience drive you in your artistic path? Since then, you have made the history of jazz. You are the modern jazz pianist. It's amazing how your pianism is always so fresh and relaxed, with that kind of Latin taste, which probably comes from your days with Dizzy Gillespie, and that here and there we also find in your recent Blue Note album, Concentric Circles.
Well, I've had lots of influences. The years with Dizzy were for me fantastic, and I got to play a lot of Latin music with Dizzy. A lot of Brazilian music. I think he was one of the first jazz musicians to start really using Brazilian rhythms. Yeah. And but also, Dizzy was very knowledgeable about the piano, about chords and things like that. So he was very generous with that knowledge, showing me different things. So he had a big influence on me. And I've learned something, as I said, from all the musicians I've played with. So they were all helpful to me in forming my style, whatever that is. I don't even know what that is, but they were all very helpful and very impactful in helping me to form my style. So I'm very grateful, and hopefully we'll be doing it for many more years to come.
Sure, we all hope. You have received 9 nominations for the Grammy Award. This shows the importance of the journey in the history of jazz that you have made. Do you feel gratified by this recognition?
Oh yeah, I'm very grateful for those. It's acknowledgement by your peers. So yes, I'm very grateful for that. Maybe one day I'll actually win one, but it doesn't matter. It's about being acknowledged. So that's in itself is great enough.
The 80s were also the years of Sphere. This group, including you, Charlie Rose, Buster Williams, and Ben Riley, became a kind of official Thelonious Monk legacy band, playing an important role in the jazz scene of that decade. February 17, 1982 was the day you recorded the first Sphere album, 4-in-1, and it was the day that Monk passed away.
That's true, yes.
There is a lot of suggestion, but this is above all a great album. Did you expect that Quarter became a group destined to move to the history of jazz at that time?
At the time, we weren't thinking. We wanted to do. The objective was to just do a recording of Monk's music, and at the time, Monk was sick. He was very lethargic. He would not get out of bed or do anything. So, it was our hope that he would hear this music, and it would maybe activate him some way. But as you mentioned, he died the same morning we did the record. But I think the band, we stayed together for 6 or 7 years, I think. But I think for me the band was important because first of all it was a cooperative band. There was no leader. So we all shared in the responsibilities, and we all shared in whatever financial gains there were. And we inspired a lot of other bands to do that. Our inspiration for doing that was the Modern Jazz Quartet. Yes. But one of the things we did, which I think was important, is we met with Monk's wife at the time, Nellie,
yes,
and with Monk Jr., just to see how they felt about it, and they were very happy. So they were very happy about that, and so we kind of got their blessings.
Yes.
And the other thing we wanted to do is that we wanted to make sure that the music we played, all of Monk's music, was in his publishing company, because there were some songs that were not. So we wanted to make sure that his publishing company got the royalties.
Okay.
So that was an important thing for us. But we also did. We weren't. We didn't want to imitate Monk. So we tried to put our own spin on his music, which may have been a little different, but I think we succeeded in doing that.
Yes,
in doing that.
Definitely.
And we were able to, I think the thing that broke the band up was Charlie Rouse moved to Oregon.
Yeah.
So it was a little hard then when he moved.
Gary Bartz came playing with you.
Yeah, but that was Gary Bartz joined, but that was 15 years later.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
With the new reunion.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember. Yes. which is the album of your production which you prefer or which you would suggest to a new fan? Maybe one that you consider underrated, but that you are really proud of.
Wow, that's a good question. Well, I mean, there are a couple of records of my own, that I really like. A couple of them were actually collaborations. One was with a duo with Regina Carter. I was very happy with that record. And another one, which was maybe unusual for me, was with Mino Sanello, called, I can't think of the name of the record now. But it was a duo record with Mino. Because it was the first time I did like electronic. Okay. So we did a lot of it in his house, a lot of pre-production. On the computer, he did a lot of stuff on the computer and stuff. So, and that was, I had never done that before.
Okay. Kind of new.
Yeah, so that was a new experience, and it was fun, And I played keyboard bass on one song, and I actually played acoustic bass on one song.
Wow.
Yeah, because I studied bass in high school, so it was an interesting record, and I was very happy with that. Most of the things I've done, I'm happy with. There were a couple where, sometimes I hear them and say, ugh. But that's normal. That's pretty normal. There's some things you don't like, that you played, but for the most part, I'm okay with everything I've done,
And what about a young musician that you have seen growing over the years and that you consider a sort of your successor?
Oh. And I don't look at anybody as my successor. Not that I'm not great, I'm not.
You are.
But I think there are a couple of people that I love, whose playing I love, like Gerald Clayton. I love his playing. And there's another young man named Sullivan Fortner, who's a really great pianist. So, I don't look at them as my successors. Really, we play different styles. I'm basically a bebop pianist.
Yes.
And they do other things, but what they do is, they're still carrying on the tradition, but in a different way. And I love Gerald. Gerald Clayton studied with me for a year at the Manhattan School of Music, and he's doing some amazing things. Aaron Parks was also one of my students, and he's also someone who is stretching the boundaries a little bit. So those three people for me in general. I'm sure there are lots of others.
Yeah, but it's good to know that these are the three that
came to my mind just now. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for your interview, for your time. It was a great joy, also on a personal point of view, to meet you and talk to you. A great honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.